Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we have a haul. Yes, we are seeing some new stuff that I have found around, and today we have a little twist because usually I always talk about the same old brands, Zara, H&M, Mango. I was getting kind of bored of that, and many of you don't like those brands because they are poor quality, they are cheap, they usually don't last more than a season. So I thought, in the name of accessibility and still considerably reasonable price points, I would still stay in those families of brands, but take a look at their older, wiser, more chic, more sophisticated sisters and show you a bit of a selection. So today we are looking at pieces from Massimo Dutti, which is part of Zara's main group, and we are looking at a few pieces from COS and from Other Stories, which are from the same parent company as H&M. So if you still want to be a little more smart about your money, but you also want to be smart about what you're putting in your wardrobe, I do think that these are great options. Starting with Massimo Dutti, I haven't done this for a while. I have been wanting a cardigan to wear as a top for a while now. I feel like a lot of the knit cardigans kind of look too bulky, a little bit too frumpy to wear just as a top. So I wanted something that was a little bit more tied to the body, that looked like an actual top than a sweater. And I found this little number, which is very, very delicate, very romantic. I love that the buttons are a little bit kind of irregular, so it kind of breaks that delicate shape from the cardigan. It also has the braiding, which gives it a beautiful texture. Also helps to hide any lines, any markings of what you might have underneath. I would totally wear this during fall winter with maybe a thermal underneath, but the fact that this is not a knit, this is viscose, will allow me to wear this also when it is not cold. So during springtime or in the beginning of fall, it is the type of piece that you just throw on. You can put this with a beautiful midi pleated skirt and go out to dinner. You throw on a necklace, maybe in pearls, wrap it down here, or you can dress this down. You can even wear this with a pair of jeans, a little tweed blazer, some ballet flats, and it's so easy, but a little bit more elevated from just a normal top. So I really like this. I think it's a bit expensive, it's $99.95, but I do think it's the type of piece that you will wear more than you realize. The fact it's well made, it's kind of really well finished, not wonky, will stand the test of time in style and in quality. So yeah, really great piece to have. Then I ordered another piece, and this was a mistake. I will not blame myself because they did not have a picture of a model wearing this online, and I had no idea that this belt would be this big. It is literally the size of my head. I don't know how one would wear this. I mean, I am petite, so it almost looks like a corset on me. This is not right. Who can wear this? I wanted something thicker that I could maybe pair with pencil skirts, that I could close jackets with. However, I do think it proves a point in terms of Massimo Dutti's quality. So you can see that it is made in a beautiful leather with the stitching. Also, the buckle is completely covered in leather. You can see in the back that it is made in Spain. So it's really beautiful, beautifully made, and I am a big fan of their accessories. I think that they always knock it out of the park, especially when it comes to leather. I have a black belt that I adore. It has a horsebit detail. I'll insert a video or a picture here somewhere. And it is really well made, looks very, very high-end, but they're not that expensive. This was kind of expensive because, I mean, a lot of fabric went in here. It was $129, but their belts are usually way more doable. For instance, the one that I got cost $49.95 and it looks really, really beautiful. So I do think it's worth it to go to Massimo Dutti for their accessories. I would just stay away from the sort of weirdly gigantic option here, but maybe you have a bigger torso, maybe you're very tall, and this would look perfect for the purpose that I just described. On me, not so much. So whereas in Massimo Dutti you're going to find absolutely classic beautiful pieces that will kind of serve as those building blocks on your wardrobe, at COS you will find basics, of course, but their silhouettes are a little bit more contemporary, a little bit out of the ordinary, a little bit more design, something that maybe that very boss lady from your office would put on effortlessly and look like the most stylish person in the world. I always try to be that person and I'm never them. But I wanted to get an outerwear piece because I do know that COS makes amazing coats, and I got this one, which is kind of a car coat, a cocoon shape. It is wool, but it's kind of this rougher wool, which I think makes it, again, cool, fresh, kind of different. It closes with a zip and it also closes with buttons, so you can either wear it with the lapel open like this, or you can close it up and get that very beautiful kind of 60s cocoon coat look. The only thing is that this looks enormous on me. Again, it's my petite frame that doesn't help, but maybe it might work if you are a little bit taller or just normally shaped. This is an extra small and it looks gigantic. So size down if you're looking for a silhouette like this, but I'm such a fan of cocoon coats because they add a little bit of glamour to any look. I have one in a caramel wool that I wear to death. It looks so good. It has the charm. It's the type of shape that is not very common anymore. So whenever you see someone wearing it, it immediately pops. And again, it's the type of piece that you put on and it elevates everything. You put it with a pair of trousers and some moccasins, or with a shirt, or over a dress and a pair of boots, and it just adds that presence, that weight that I do think that is important in a coat. Also from COS, I have found a piece that I have been looking for a while now. This is a off-the-shoulder top in a black. I think this is such a gorgeous shape if you want to go out in the evening. Maybe you have a date, maybe you're going to the opera and you want something that will reveal your collarbone, and you can add a beautiful necklace on this, or you can even put your hair up with some beautiful bold earrings. It just gives access to a different area of the body that we usually don't show. If you've watched my Can Elegance Be Sexy video, I will link it here, I talk about this. I talk about maybe instead of just a plunging neckline, looking for parts of the body that aren't as sultry but will still give a little peek of skin. This is perfect with a beautiful, again, pencil skirt, with an A-line skirt with some palazzo pants. It might seem a little bit too simple in design, but it's extremely flattering. So easy to match with any outfit, goes well with almost any body type, and is very charming, very subdued, but still very flirty. The fabric itself is very substantial, so you'll not get any transparencies, you will not get any weird lines showing. It's almost like a scuba fabric. It's kind of elasticated as well, so will give you movement, will, you know, let you kind of freely move around. The beauty of simple lines, I think, is the true key to very sophisticated fashion. And last piece I got from COS, and this I am not sure about, but I do think that you can style this up to make it a very special one. I wanted a smoking shirt. I have talked about how the smoking look is making a comeback, and I am a big fan of this sort of bibbed shirt. Can you see it? It has kind of this part here that gives it that smoking feeling. It also has the colorless color. So it's a different silhouette from what I already have in my wardrobe. It also has these tiny little stitches, which gives it a little bit of a different texture, so you can see the difference between the two parts. It's a little bit oversized, but it almost reminds me of what Audrey Hepburn wears in Breakfast at Tiffany's when she kind of covers herself to answer the door. It's also a great layering piece because given that it doesn't have a collar, you can kind of play around a lot with scarves, with maybe a higher neck, turtleneck underneath. And again, it looks and feels very well made, 100% cotton. The buttons are covered in the same fabric as the shirt, so you know you are getting something that is well finished, very thought out, will have some volume, making it a little bit cooler, a little bit less constrictive. It's kind of like the cardigan that I showed you. You look at it and you say, not sure. But once you start styling it over and over again, it kind of becomes an essential. That's how it works. And lastly, I went to Another Stories, which is the sort of more stylish counterpart to H&M. It's still kind of young in style, but it's not for girls in their 20s. I would say it's more for girls in their 30s and 40s. So a little bit more mature, a little bit more considerate in design, but still fresh and fun. And I have also been looking for a piece like this for a while now, a sort of wraparound sweater. A lot of you guys have left me comments when I told you that I really do not like V-necks on me, that I feel like they're frumpy, that I find them hard to style. And I do think that a wrap will give you that kind of V silhouette, but will add a little flair, kind of a draping that I think is so beautiful. This is the type of sweater that you can wear on its own as a top, or even maybe with an underlayer that has some lace detail. Or you can actually wear this as a layer, so put on a shirt underneath, maybe with a trench coat over it. It's the type of piece that has those kind of meshes of colors that are really easy to style. So it has a little bit of gray, a little bit of brown, a little bit of tan, a little bit of white. So it's very easy to coordinate with many neutrals that you will have in your wardrobe. And it's just that cozy feeling of a sweater that in this time of the year, I think we can never have enough of. And something else that we can never have enough in this fall winter season are sweater dresses. I love the feeling of a sweater dress because you get the beauty of the skirt, but you are still cozy, we're still kind of comfy in your little cocoon. This one is 100% wool in this beautiful kind of oatmeal gray beige tan, which again goes very well with neutrals, but also with jewel tones. So if you want to pair this with a beautiful kind of Kelly green coat, it would look phenomenal. Something that I love about this dress more than your usual jumper dress or knit dress is that one, it has the belt around the waist and it has the sort of polo neck that will add detail to your look, but it is also in an A-line. So with a lot more movement, a lot more flair. So it's not going to look like those frumpy knit dresses that I do think can look kind of cheap. This looks very beautifully high-end. You pair this with a scarf. Oh my God. No one can stop you in this dress. It's beautiful. And I couldn't resist it, guys. I had to get myself a scarf. This is gorgeous. I love the print of this scarf. I think that the color combination of the kind of goldy, whitish yellow with the brown and the black goes well with everything. Also with this dress, I mean, come on. That finishing touch, that little point of print that during the colder months we kind of forget about, but it brings me so much joy to just have a little bit of a graphic element around your face. Many of you guys ask me where I get my scarves from. I get them from fast fashion and from the high street. So H&M, Zara, Mango, and Other Stories has beautiful scarves. Uniqlo makes beautiful scarves. So you don't have to spend a really big amount of money to get a beautiful scarf like this. This is 100% polyester, but the kind of falling, the kind of texture of the fabric is extremely luxurious. So it does not look like that tough, almost paper-like scarf. It actually looks beautiful, delicate, flowy, so it'll not cheapen your look. It will only add to it. And I could really just wear this now with this top and be ready for it. Scarves are magical. Let's put that on a bumper sticker. And staying on the topic of accessories, and this was kind of an impulse buy because I thought that my And Other Stories package was not going to arrive in time for this video. So I did go to their store as well, just in case, and got myself 2 pieces. One is kind of crazy. Don't judge me, but I have a thing for serpent jewelry. I don't know what it is about it. It has that sort of Cleopatra meets sort of surrealist Art Deco 1930s Salvador Dali, Elsa Schiaparelli, and I mean, am I crazy? When I first saw this, my husband was with me and he was like, "You're crazy." But then I put it on and he said, "Oh my God, you're right," as usual. And just, of course, with this look, it kind of doesn't really match, but imagine this with a velvet black dress, or maybe with a beautiful jumpsuit, or with a blazer and maybe a very deep v-neck, and just this over your kind of décolletage area. Am I crazy? I'm keeping this, I don't care. And then last piece, which is my favorite piece. I could not resist it. I got myself a pair of shoes. These are so cute. Come on. Little Mary Janes with the contrast toe in a sort of patent leather. Isn't this super Chanel? I have seen a lot of Chanel dupes on the internet of their slingbacks, and I have always been very, very tempted, but I never really pulled the trigger because I do think that it's perceptible when you are just buying dupes of very famous designs. In my opinion, it cheapens a look. But with this, it is not that obvious that you're trying to copy Chanel. Maybe a little bit too girly, too young for some, but I love these because it's a very nice variation from my usual driving shoes or ballet flats. It just adds a little bit of detail. Great to wear with cigarette pants, great to wear with trapeze mini skirts and some tights. Will kind of give you that twiggy 60s look that is very in right now. I just adore them. They are leather and extremely cute. They have a little bit of height, but not too much. They look very robust and well made. And it's the type of shoe that you can walk around, you can do your chores, you don't have to worry about getting blisters or a backache that is going to last for 2 weeks, but you'll still look fashionable and cute and pretty, which is what matters, isn't it? This isn't everyone. These are the pieces that I wanted to show you. A few of them are going back, I have to admit, because they just don't fit me. For instance, the cocoon coat, the belt from Massimo Dutti, they're just too big. But if you have seen something that you like, I will leave everything linked in the description box below. Hopefully you're having a great fall-winter season. Let me know also down in the comments if you have bought anything new, any new additions to your wardrobe. It really makes me happy when you guys kind of play around with fashion and tell me about it. And we'll see each other again next time. Bye bye.